You study that, subhanAllah, these are ayat of Allah's existence, the way that He made these animals. Hatta Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it brings our attention towards the plants. Look at the plants and the way they are and the way, everything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even appeals to sociology sometimes, to our psychology sometimes. So when a person studies psychology, they realize the way, how complex the human mind is and the human's emotions and the way that they work. There is real design and intent behind all of these things. So it leads to the person knowing La ilaha illallah. Greater, it reinforces it for them. So then no matter what you study, hatta if you study linguistics, it brings you to the conclusion that Allah exists. Allah said in the Quran, Allamahul bayan. It is Allah who taught them speech. Allah said Allah taught them speech. Speech is not something you learned. Who taught you how to walk? You learned how to walk, right? With Allah's permission. You learned. It wasn't ingrained. You didn't come out of your mother's womb ready to walk, right? It was something that you learn over time, right? Like in speech, it's not something you can learn over time. You can't learn. Linguists tell you it's too complex. That you take a set number of letters from the alphabet. From it you form words, okay? From it you form words. From it you form words. These words, you put them in sentence structure with perfect grammar, okay? And it makes sense. He said, if you say this is down to evolution, it's impossible because the probability is too much. The probability is too high. It's insane to say human beings developed a language through a process of natural selection. Because you've got a finite set of letters, and these letters, there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of words. And then these words, you've got to form them into sentences. This is something that they said is called specified probability. It can't happen. Now, for example, if I took my hands and I started smashing them on the keyboard, okay, would a sentence ever come out? No, because in order for me to write a sentence, I need to be able to move my fingers around, right? I need to be able to move my fingers around. But if I smash my hands on the keyboard, the way the hands are, it will only reach a certain amount of letters that are right in front of me. But to move my fingers around to the various parts of the keyboard, I need to be able to do that to be able to possibly be able to write a sentence. That's why they did a study in King's College University in London, where they said if a monkey was smashing his hands on the keyboard, how long would it take for him to write to be or not to be, which is a sentence from Shakespeare's play? How long would it take for him to write to be or not to be? How long would it take for that to appear in front of him for the screen? They said it would take 17 billion years. 17 billion years. These are the atheists are telling you. Evolutionists are telling you. Sorry, these are mathematicians that are telling you. Here's the probability. You want to talk about probability? That's how long it will take. What's shocking there, as a side point, is that they tell you that the earth came together as a result of a natural process, right? The earth, forget the earth, this universe has only existed for 14 billion years. This universe, forget the earth, the universe with its size and its complexity. They said it's been around for 14 billion years, and they want us to believe that the universe came around by chance, but a monkey by chance, if he was to write to be or not to be, would take 17 billion years. That's what they tell us. That's what they tell us, right? The point is, coming back to the point I'm making, is that if it would take a monkey 17 billion years to end up having written to be or not to be on the screen just by smashing it right here, right? 17 billion years, then how long would it take to be able to actually acquire the skill of taking all of these letters on the keyboard? I've got a keyboard that comes off. Taking all these letters that are on the keyboard, digesting them, and being able to actually form words and sentences and put them into grammar. It would take a lot longer, right? How long would it take? It would take a very long time. If it would just take 17 billion years for it to just come out with the random words to be or not to be on the screen, it would take him way longer to be able to acquire the skill to take these letters and actually ascribe meaning to them in his head and to be able to put them into sentences, right? So that's why the scholars of language, the linguistics, they said it's impossible for the person to acquire this skill. This baby who just came out of the mother's womb doesn't know the difference between blue or red, but at the age of 1, 2 is starting to form sentences. How? They said there's no other explanation except that the ability to actually comprehend language has been placed inside of us. Noam Chomsky, who's one of the leading linguists in the world, some of them say he's the most intelligent man on the face of the planet. This is part of his theory, the acquisition of language. How do we acquire language? So this is something that's ingrained within us. We don't know how it came from though. We don't know how it got here. Allah said in the Quran, Allamahul bayan, I taught you language. Allah, He placed it inside of you and me. So that even when you study language, you study linguistics, you think subhanAllah, it takes you back to La ilaha illallah. So the point that I'm making here, my brothers, my sisters, is the importance of seeking knowledge, Quranic and secular. Why? Because both Islamic Shari'i knowledge, Quran and Sunnah, and secular knowledge, if it's done in the right way, with the right objective, will always bring you back to La ilaha illallah. It will always bring you back to La ilaha illallah. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll carry on next lesson. It's time for adhan now. Subhanaka rabbi bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, as someone who gives da'wah, I want you to go to Jannah. Now we all know that anyone who's a believer will ultimately make it to paradise or go to Jannah, right? And that's true, but what a lot of people don't realize is, what does it mean to be a believer? Is it merely just knowing La ilaha illallah? No. Is it merely just saying it? No. The Prophet ﷺ told us in an authentic hadith that anyone who knows La ilaha illallah, he has knowledge. He has ilm of La ilaha illallah. And then he dies. Dakhal al-Jannah, he will enter paradise. So you have to have knowledge of it. Knowledge of its meaning, knowledge of its pillars, knowledge of its conditions, of what it necessitates. In fact, many people don't realize, but La ilaha illallah is the foundation of the whole religion. Everything stems from it. How? Where? In what way? These are all things that you have to learn. For that reason, we have an online Islamic Studies institute called the Knowledge College. And the very first thing that we teach on the Knowledge College is La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. So if you click the link below, inshallah ta'ala, check out the website. Hopefully you'll join us on the other side. And you can start studying La ilaha illallah with us. And then from that point onwards, we'll branch out to the other areas of the religion. We start on a basic level and we work our way up to the top. So hopefully you can start your journey seeking knowledge with the most important things first. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.